Hello guys, Interacti here, and today Dream responded to the accusations of him cheating on his speedruns. In my last video on the topic, I went over GeoSquares video and I just broke it down and explained it in simpler terms, and now I said when Dream released his response I would do the same thing with his. So now I'm gonna be breaking down his video and then forming my final conclusion on the situation. Let's get into it. Also again, no hate to speedrunning.com mods, GeoSquare, or Dream. This is all just my final conclusion on the situation and breaking it down in simpler terms for people. Dream first decided to go into the misconceptions told about this investigation. Dream thought it would be a good idea to bring this stuff up in the beginning, especially because it lets us know when he brings up stuff that contradicts what GeoSquare said in his video, we will know why. Dream then says something about which streams they used for their analysis.
Not all of my 1.16 live streams were used for the data. Only the 6 luckiest ones were. I had 5 other streams before those streams I did on 1.16, but they had below average luck and were not included in their analysis.
As you can see, the moderators only used Dream's 6 luckiest streams, instead of including all those unlucky ones in there too. In the end, all this data is supposed to prove that there is
no statistically significant evidence that Dream was modifying the probabilities.
Dream says he isn't that good at math, so he hired a really qualified guy to help with all the math he used in this video. Dream also had to agree to release this guy's findings no matter the outcome, since he thinks he's innocent. Of course he agreed. He mentions how all the mods for speedrunning.com are young and volunteers, so it's hard to fault them for making any math mistakes when compared to a real professional. Dream then says the expert found that the mod's math was wrong. There's a document that the expert made explaining how their math was wrong that I'll link in the description for anyone who cares to read it. Dream says the math was off by at least 7.4998 trillion, while the original number was 7.5 trillion, which is a huge amount to be off by. Dream then has a quote from the expert stating, "Even in the worst case, the probabilities are not so extreme as to rule out that Dream used the normal probabilities." Dream then says this.
Pick a number between 1 and 10. Go ahead, right now, pause, pick a number between 1 and 10. You had a 10% chance of picking the number 7.
And yes, I did pick 7. Video over, Dream's innocent, I picked 7. Dream is basically just saying the probability of this happening to him on stream is really low, but the chances of it happening isn't. Dream then states this quote from the expert, "If the last barter in a sequence is an ender pearl, because then a speedrunner leaves it simply cannot be claimed that all the barters are fully independent and identical." The expert then ran a simulation over 1,000,000 times showing that his model is more accurate to how trading works than the mod's model used in the report. Dream mentions that they didn't account for the fact that ender pearls are special and the goal of bartering. Accounting for this makes the odds way more likely for Dream's trades. Dream mentions how comparing his luck to other speedrunners will just in the end make him look lucky still. He also mentions how the other runs were verified without looking into their RNG at all. Dream says the mods also got bias connections wrong. The mods said they came up with the number 10 for potential targets for cheaters to change, but they said that this was a generous exaggeration as they could only think of a few. When Dream asked to see a list of 10 things, they said they couldn't even think of 10 things, so Dream made a list himself. Dream made a list of 37 RNG targets any speedrunner would try to cheat, and he showed it to other speedrunners and they seemed to agree with him about this list. This proves that Dream's numbers are way more realistic than theirs. Dream states how they kept bringing in random numbers and claiming it was the most favorable number, but when they used it in calculations, they were actually the worst numbers possible that basically made everything against Dream. The expert then used their coin flip example against them and found that their lowest possible odds formula found 1 in 1,300 for a string of lucky coin flips. The actual odds of this happening is this, meaning that the formula they used was extremely flawed. Dream states that odds are very misleading and how you word them has a big impact on how important they sound. He then states that someone in Minecraft speedrunning doing piglin trades will be the luckiest while another will be the unluckiest. Dream's conclusion here is basically stating that numbers are misleading. Dream then wants to move off on numbers and into talking about GeoSquares video. Dream basically states that much of the information they gave was misleading or wrong, but one thing he wanted to state on was the fact that they said he deletes his mods folder. He basically said that he did not delete his mods folder, but it has been changed as anyone who switches between versions of Minecraft regularly changes their mods folder. There's 3 major ways to increase luck in Minecraft. You could use a data pack, a mod, or edit the jar file. When Dream got this lucky run, he uploaded his world to Google Drive. As you can see, nothing was modified or changed after the fact of him uploading it. When you look into the folders, you can see that there was nothing changed or modified, so that really helps on Dream's case that he didn't cheat. Dream states that in GeoSquares' video, he says a lot of things that may be partially true in a misleading way, which makes the average person think he's sus. The official owners and admins of speedrun.com said the video was lacking in a level of objectivity. We hope to see around our communications by the game moderators to the community. Dream agrees with this. He wished the mods would have stayed more mutual and just stated the facts, because that's what they're supposed to do. Dream shares his POV and the fact that some of the verifiers were being really rude to Dream and his fans during this whole investigation. I can vouch for this and say that it's true and these are not fake, as I saw it happening live in the Discord server. One of the mods who wanted to remain unnamed said this about the investigation. Everyone was still discussing whether the decision was right 10 minutes before the video was published. They were just yelling at each other to finish faster. After the results were released, this mod said, "For the record, I don't believe at all that you cheated. I'm probably going to be quitting the mod team because of this." Overall, what is my conclusion? When putting up some young volunteers against a qualified professional, I'm gonna believe that the professional's math is correct. Dream gave lots of evidence in quotes, which led me to believe that Dream is actually innocent in this situation. Please remember, don't send hate to anyone mentioned in this video, and that's it for this one, guys. Peace.